After President Biden has continuously snubbed Tesla, it seems that his administration may need some help from Elon Musk after all. So, will both sides call a truce? Forbes contributor Tom Moloughney will be here to answer that question, plus other exciting electric car news coming up next. Welcome to E4 Electric. Don't forget to click on that subscribe button and the bell notification icon so you don't miss anything moving forward. Once again, I want to thank all of you who sent me get well wishes, as I lost my voice a couple of weeks ago and I had to skip a few videos for the first time in my career. Now, I am slowly gaining it back, but it won't be back to normal for at least a couple of months, so some of my videos are going to be a little bit shorter for the time being, but let's get to the top story, and you're not gonna believe who's willing to get some help from Tesla. No, there are no soccer teams trapped in caves for the moment, but I'm talking about the Biden administration. Now, I know what you're thinking. Biden administration knows what Tesla is? Well, you wouldn't know that by listening to President Biden praise GM and Ford for, get this, leading the electric car revolution in America over and over again without ever mentioning Tesla. As a matter of fact, I don't think he said the word Tesla in any of his speeches or conversations about electric cars. It's like Tesla is his safe word, but he doesn't want the spanking from Elon Musk to stop. And he did it again with this tweet a few days ago after yet another hangout with the CEOs of GM and Ford, to which Elon Musk replied with the right answer, but in a riddle. Really, Elon, you are giving a word puzzle to people who can't do basic math? Because the basic math shows that the last quarter Tesla has delivered over 300,000 electric cars to GM's 26. Not 26,000, not even 2,600. 26. The number of cars that Tesla makes and time that it takes you to say United Auto Workers Union. And it's no secret that this administration is heavily influenced by the United Auto Workers Union. There goes another 26 Teslas. And Tesla does not employ the union, while GM and Ford are all about it. So that riddle wasn't that hard to solve. There's actually a change.org petition out there with over 50,000 signatures now that demands that, and I can't believe I'm saying this, that a US government that's pushing for the electric car adoption would acknowledge the existence of a US automaker that makes more electric cars in the world than any other company. But this week, finally, someone in the Biden's cabinet has agreed that Tesla may have something that the US government needs help with. But before I play you the clip of that miracle moment, a quick reminder that this video is brought to you by VinFast. The deliveries of VF8 and VF9 EVs are arriving this year. When you reserve, you'll get an e-voucher towards your VF8 or VF9, a VinFast NFT, and a stay at a luxury resort. Learn more and reserve your VinFast EV using the link in the description of this video. Now, Biden's administration's Secretary of Commerce went on CNBC, and this is what happened. Now, you don't have to remove your young kids from the room. She did not use the T word.
Should Elon Musk be by his phone expecting your phone call then? It sounds like the line of communication is now open between the Biden administration and Tesla, at least from your side.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, none of this is personal. These issues are way too important for anyone to have, feelings hurt. Like, let's just do the work. And as I said, anyone who has good ideas or is willing to help us, absolutely, we want the help.
Help us? I mean, I know this can help with some of the national security concerns, but why would Elon Musk help GM and Ford, or as you guys call it, the future of electric vehicles? Now, let's give some credit where the credit is due, though. Ford does have over 200,000 reservations for the electric F-150 that goes in production in a few months, and their all-electric Mustang Mach-E was only second to the Tesla Model Y in sales here in the United States last month. GM, on the other hand, is finally solving the Bolt battery problem, does have the Hummer EV in production with over 50,000 reservations. An all-electric Silverado was unveiled last month and now has over 110,000 reservations. The Lyriq is due out in a few months, and a $30,000 Equinox scheduled for production next year. Plus, Mary Barra has just took a ride in one of the first GM Cruise self-driving vehicles with no driver in the driver's seat. Now, granted, those rides will be limited to a certain area of a certain city, but it is progress. And boy, even GM's video production has bad timing. I mean, did you really have to wait until the night time when we can't see anything? For more, we turn to the Forbes contributor, the host of the State of Charge YouTube channel, and as we found out a couple of weeks ago, my buddy double, Tom Moloughney. All right, Tom. So, well, first of all, I want to thank you for stepping in for me a couple of weeks ago when I completely lost my voice and letting my audience know. I think, and that was very funny, so I really appreciate that.
No problem. I was happy to do that. You know, I know you had said, I got to tweet out to the office, and you felt so bad that you were going to miss a show. And I said, you know what, let's not just do a tweet. Let me jump on and explain what's going on. And, you know, in line with how you always have some nice witty comments in your show, I thought I'd crack on you for a change.
I thought that was awesome. I think everybody thought that was great. And so thank you for doing that, my friend. Listen, let's jump in. And, you know, we've talked about this before, but I can't believe this drama continued on. Well, I guess I can. But, you know, where are we at right now and why is it still going on?
Alex, it's so frustrating. You know, I think if President Biden had at some point at least said that T word, I think there would be less tension. But the fact that he won't even say it, it's like it just snowballs and it's worse and worse and worse. I wish he would have just mentioned Tesla casually months ago. But now it's like a thing, you know, and will you talk to Tesla? Will you not talk to Tesla? It's so ridiculous. Tesla is leading the way so much with innovation and electrification. It's crazy that our government doesn't really want to acknowledge that.
Now, in the interview with the Commerce Secretary, you know, the host suggested that maybe they should work with Tesla on solving the chip shortage. But why does it have to come from a TV show host? Why isn't that something that Biden administration is looking into if, as they said, this could be a matter of a national security?
Yeah, it's just bizarre, Alex. It's disappointing on many levels that this is how our government functions. And, you know, the secretary was in a tough situation because we know the position of the Biden administration so far has kind of been like, don't talk about Tesla, but she had to. And, you know, she kind of had to say, oh, yeah, you know, sure, you know, we'd be happy to talk with them if there's something they can offer us that would be helpful. And I think they should. Somebody has to be the adult in the room and, you know, recognize what Tesla's doing. And if it means reaching out to them and saying, hey, you know, can we work together on something to maybe, you know, help us deal with this supply chain problem? If Tesla can help, then, you know, by all means, I hope somebody's an adult and does so.
Well, Tesla can help, as we know, but should they? I mean, you know, essentially, they're going to be giving this information, let's say, to the Biden administration. And guess where it's going? It's going to GM and Ford. Should Tesla do that?
You're probably right. And, you know, it's almost like somebody's got to be the adult in the room. You know, if Tesla and Elon is true to his word about, you know, just wanting electrification to proliferate and, you know, our patents are your patents, then keeping in that line, then yeah, he should, if it can help Ford and GM build more electric vehicles, you know, I guess he should, but I guess they would use that to build all vehicles. And right now they're both making mostly, you know, ICE vehicles. So I don't know, maybe it's above my pay grade, but I just hope somebody is an adult and, you know, we stop this stalemate and the government recognizes what Tesla's been doing. Electric vehicles made, engineered, built in America. You know, let's get past this nonsense. And if it means talking to them about, you know, getting these smart heads in one room to figure out supply chain issues, then by all means, please do it.
If you like Tom's version of me a couple of weeks ago, wait until you see him play himself in his own videos. And you should. For that, subscribe to his channel. I put a link to it in the description of this video. Let's move on to the other stories. Volkswagen has announced that the long-anticipated ID Buzz will be unveiled on March 9th, but apparently somebody can't keep a secret. The interior spy pictures have leaked out to the media, and it looks like if my ID4 and an antique shop down the street from me had a baby, which is actually what I think people want from it. Everyone with an inner hippie inside, I named mine Ziggy, is excited about this EV, including myself and the CEO of Volkswagen Group of America, Scott Keogh.
It's going to do amazing. There's no car. I've been in the automotive business now for nearly 24 years. Wow, scary. And there's no car from everything and all the other brands I've been with that gets this kind of reaction. Dealers calling every day, customers send them email every day. And it's not only just like, when can I get one? They've all got phenomenal stories. I live in Woodstock and want to do this. I did that and want to do this. I have this. And it's just like these beautiful stories.
Ford is working on an interactive game that can be downloaded to a Mustang Mach-E, turning it into an escape vehicle. And it's actually pretty cool. Passengers have to solve clues, follow instructions, drive to a not at all creepy destination, and then, well, this.
When you arrive at the destination, you must flash your headlights 3 times, turn the engine off, and then look straight ahead. Do not look behind you.
Okay.
The package is safe. You've done a great service to your country. Thank you.
Ooh, I wonder what's in the package. Is it the extra 100 miles of range for the F-150 Lightning? Anyway, the next story was supposed to be the top story a couple of weeks ago when I lost my voice, but even after 2 weeks, I still think it is very important. Because the largest battery cell producer, CATL, has announced their own battery swap technology, which will swap an empty battery for a full one in about 1 minute. That's a big deal because even the upcoming solid-state technology will not get us even close to being on par with gas cars when it comes to refueling. I will let Jagdeep Singh, the CEO of QuantumScape, the company believed to be the leader in the solid-state battery development, explain.
Instead of charging from 0 to 80% in something like 40 minutes, about an hour to full charge, we believe we can charge to 80% on the order of 15 minutes.
Not only CATL will start building these stations themselves very soon, it's already working with at least one OEM to make their cars compatible. A Chinese EV maker, NIO, has successfully launched hundreds of battery swapping stations in China and now has opened its first one in Europe. Tesla is having what's called a phantom braking problem, and reports are piling up. More and more people are reporting that their Teslas slam on the brakes with no good reason while on autopilot. This happens when the Tesla's AI system sees something that's not really there, like probably robotaxis. BMW has announced that they will stop making the i3, which they have been making since 2013. Yeah, I kind of had the same reaction to this news as when a celebrity who I thought was already dead actually dies. And that's because BMW is finally making good electric cars with the i4 and iX in production now, and it was just announced that both will get 2 years of free charging at Electrify America. Now, I am going to skip the live stream this week as well until my voice feels better, but for now, I'm looking forward to all of your comments. Other than that, see you guys next time, and remember to stay charged.